I want you to listen.
Then what?
Share it.
With?
Whoever you share with. Whoever you know, the people you're close to.
When we hear, we either accept or reject, or we translate what we hear according to our knowledge, our background, or we compare what is being said to what is already known, or we oppose one idea by another. All these characteristics of hearing denies the act of listening. When one listens, there is no comparison, there is no acceptance or rejection. That very act of listening brings about a total attention in which you see the totality and the whole significance and structure of what is being said. The quality of listening is attention. And when you attend totally, with your whole mind, with your heart, with your nerves, with your eyes and ears completely, intensely listen, when you give your whole attention to something, that is when you are completely listening. In that state of attention, there is the act of listening. And that act of listening puts away anything that is not true. You listen to the totality of the thing. When you attend, there is no borders of inattention. And that act of listening is really a miracle. Perhaps it's the greatest miracle. When one can listen totally, without any defense, without any barrier. Then one can look. Then one can listen.
Look, sir, if I want to understand what you are saying, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you with affection, with care, with attention. Because I find out what you're saying. This before, or something new which is impossible, you're not listening.
Tonight's talk is consciousness, creativity, and the brain. And if you have a golf ball-sized consciousness, when you read a book, you'll have a golf ball-sized understanding. When you look out, a golf ball-sized awareness. And when you wake up in the morning, a golf ball-sized wakefulness. But if you could expand that consciousness, then you read the book, more understanding. You look out, more awareness. And when you wake up, more wakefulness. It's consciousness. And there's an ocean of pure, vibrant consciousness inside each one of us. And it's right at the source and base of mind, right at the source of thought, and it's also at the source of all matter.
We're not exactly sure with this fuzzy line between consciousness and unconsciousness and sleeping and dreaming, and it's all going on and on in one cycle, but we're not exactly sure what part of it we're playing all the time. We have to hit on things to be sure. I mean, how many times have you had dreams where you, oh, it's a dream. It's a dream. How do you not know that knocking on things isn't a fucking dream? The whole idea that you can dream, the idea that you can imagine, the idea that there's some mystical part of your brain that sees things that aren't really there and puts them into position and moves them around and gives you a little fucking cartoon. What the fuck is that? I mean, we don't know shit. You know, we know a lot. I mean, we're brilliant in comparison to cavemen, but in comparison to understanding just the very nature of the universe. And when you know, subatomic particles and all fucking rules go out the window when you go subatomic. You know, they have things called, where a particle can be in a super state, where it's in a state of moving and it's still at the same time. What the fuck does that even mean? And the idea that you can look at something and as you're looking at it, you change the behavior of it. The observer actually changes the actual atoms that are moving. And what the fuck? How is that possible? We don't know. So to say that people know a lot, yeah, we know a lot for people. We know a lot for people. But there's some shit that we don't understand at all. They don't even know why the universe stays together. They don't know why it doesn't just fly apart. I'm thinking that this whole thing might be someone's imagination. It might be your imagination. It might be my imagination. It might be a combination of everyone's imagination. I mean, things are real. There's real laws to this life. But it, goddamn, it operates like a work of fiction. I'm not sure what this is, and I don't think you are either. I think you can pretend that you're sure because it makes you feel better at night, and you can pretend that everything that you can't hit with a hammer isn't real, and it's just your imagination. It's just what the fuck is consciousness, man? What is this? What is life? What is this idea that, oh, I'm gonna call Bert Kreischer and ask him to come over to my house, and Bert somehow or another navigates his way through space and time and arrives at my doorstep, and us friends get to communicate, and we're talking into some fucking thing that takes all of our voice and all the shit that we say and throws it through some internet and breaks it down to ones and zeros, where it's then interpreted by other people's computers in real time. What the fuck is this? Don't tell me you know what this is. This is bizarreness.
It is.
If life wasn't real, it would be the craziest psychedelic trip ever. It's almost like what a real psychedelic trip is something you're not used to, something you're not, it just throws you off.
Yeah.
But life itself is the most uber bizarre thing ever.
We know that this universe that we exist in right now is the only universe. We don't know whether or not there are not infinite universes that exist side by side next to each other, and it's the human mind that guides you in one direction from one to another, and that they're all parallel, they're all coexisting in the same sphere. We don't understand the universe. We don't understand any of this stuff. They're just now starting to think that inside every black hole is another universe. Wrap your fucking head around that. They think this is a new theory among scientists, not people like me, but among scientists. They believe that inside every galaxy is a supermassive black hole. And the newest theory is that inside every supermassive black hole is another universe with hundreds of billions of galaxies, each with a black hole at the center, each containing another universe with hundreds of billions of galaxies. We have no fucking idea.
Life might be just one frame in an infinite movie that lasts forever. The imagination is the real force behind the evolution. What imagination truly is we think of it as like, oh, I can see things, I can work around problems, I have this idea. But when you imagine an idea, when you imagine a product, you imagine how to design an engine for a car, and your imagination has this idea for this thing, and then you build it and design it, and boom, it's there. That thought what there was no thought of that before it existed. It's not that people were running around thinking of the car and I know what's going to look like. There was no thought of it. You created this, or it came to you. There was something from nothing, something from what is that? From the ether, something from these, even if it's just these synapses firing in your mind. What is the signal? What is the root of this signal? It is possible that the imagination is something that is information that is out there, like the idea of the Akashic records, the idea of that there's shit out there, and then what we are is little antennas, and that when we tune into something, if we pick up this signal for the engine and someone picks that up, excellent. Once that piece is in place, and then it flowers and blossoms like a Fibonacci sequence on a fucking a sunflower. You know, it all bursts out, you know, exponentially in certain directions, and then that starts creating more inventions which also burst out. You know, but all of them emanate in the imagination initially. All of them have to be thought up. All of them have to be created by the human mind. You know, the confines of our imagination is based to what we've experienced. You know, our whole collective idea what the world is based on what we've experienced. Even photographs and things that we, you know, haven't experienced but can see, you know, like things that are in the galaxy and planets and shit. I mean, we use these and we have this whole map of our universe, but that's just what we see right now. It's only limited by our ability to think outside what we've already seen. The universe could be infinitely fucking bizarrely complicated to the point where every different dimension has its own laws and rules, and every different universe exists in the center of every single black hole. Like that might be all real shit. Like it might be so fucking infinite and crazy, we maybe can't see it. What am I doing? I'm piloting this fucking flesh vehicle around there's some sort of a dimension filled with other flesh vehicles. If I didn't know what this was, if I came from no judgment whatsoever, just a total neutral point, and I looked at just human behavior moving around on the planet, I would be like, this is the most psychedelic shit ever. Just us. We're like the craziest character in a fucking movie. I think the imagination is something that we're not taking as seriously as we should be. I think your mind doesn't just control things in a sense that you bring things out of the ether, you bring things out of your imagination and bring them and manifest them in the real world, but I think your mind actually has an effect on how things go in the real world. If you believe in things, they have incredible power over you, both good and bad, you know? And who's to say that's not real? You know, there's like the idea of the placebo effect. Like I give you a sugar pill and all of a sudden you feel better because you thought I gave you medicine. Well, still you feel better, you know? People have actually been cured of ailments because of the placebo effect. So what the fuck is happening? You know, there's a direct correlation between positive energy and positive results in the physical form. You know, they're all connected.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. the way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
Matter. Matter seems like a good place to begin. The solidity of the world seems totally indisputable. As a fixed thing that you can see and touch, your body is also reassuringly solid. But beginning with Einstein, modern physics has assured us that this solidity is a mirage.
All of physical matter, everything we have around us, is the result of a frequency. And what that also means is that if you amplify the frequency, the structure of the matter will change.
which holds it together. Sound is the basis of form and shape. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. We are told that this is how the worlds began and how creation took shape. If we put that into the modern idiom and say that into the great voids of space came a sound and matter took shape. Please watch carefully.
We can also use different shaped plate. Here we have a triangular plate with a crystal attached to its underside and produce a sonorous figure. We change to a higher note and see a rather more complicated figure. We use sand and lycopodium. The lycopodium moves to the center of the fields and takes up circular shapes. The sand forms the lines. Each material has its own special way of behaving. Lycopodium alone, a sonorous figure, transition to a mobile flowing phase, and back again to the figure. The sonorous figures represent stationary waves, but now we can also observe moving waves. Here the sand is flowing in a current.
What is it that drives the rotational effect in our galaxies? What is it that drives the rotation of the planets? What is it that drives and impacts the rotation of Earth?
In vibrating glycerin, we see continuous waves which form the queerest figures. And yet, the extraordinary things we see here are simply and solely the effect of vibration.
Now, what we've seen up until now are single signals, single frequencies projected in the matter. And what you're seeing here now are interference patterns of two or more frequencies resulting in a pulse. The pulse of the human heart, the pulse that drives the blood through the veins in your bodies. What is your heart responding to? Where does that pulse come from?
De sapere This is our tonoscope, with which you can make the human voice visible. You sing into it here, and the air passes through there, comes out here, and then you put different frames on it. Here, a six-sided figure. Then you take a natural rubber membrane, put into a frame, place it on here. Then, in this case, we use as indicator for the vibrations sand. And strew it lightly onto here. And now I'm going to sing into it. So everything is specific. If you have the same frequency and the same tension and the same indicator, you always get the same form. The higher the tone, the more complicated the form.
Alexander Lauterwasser is a photographer who makes captivating images of water under the influence of sound vibrations. As a child, Alexander raised tortoises at home in Heiligenberg, Germany. He came across illustrations of Chladni sound figures that bore a striking resemblance to a tortoise shell.
Die, das war das Überraschende für mich, sehr enge Verwandtschaft haben mit Strukturen in der Natur und besonders hier mit dem Schildkrötenpanzer.
Chladni figures are named after Ernst Chladni, an 18th century musician and physicist. He spread sand on metal plates and played them with a violin bow. The vibrations from the bow caused the sand to gather into beautiful geometric forms. Next, Alexander discovered the research of Hans Jenny, a Swiss physician, who took up and expanded on Chladni's work in the 1960s using fluid mediums and electronic amplification of sound. Yenny coined the term cymatics, from the Greek for wave, for this branch of study. Today, Alexander Lauterwasser is building on the work of his predecessors, employing modern sound and recording equipment. He has custom-built devices which allow him to stimulate various materials, such as sand or water, with sound vibrations whose frequencies can be precisely controlled.
Um das Ganze auch dokumentieren zu können und festhalten zu können,
I want you to listen.
Then what?
Share it. I want you to listen.
Then what?
Share it.